Now, the challenging part of this lesson, brothers and sisters, is the fact that not only were we born under sin as men and sold under sin and were raised to do things wrong, because we were, and that's why Christ said, repent. At times past, the disciple says he's winked at our ignorance, but now commandeth everyone to change, to repent. Well, guess what? Men grew up sold under sin. So has women. But it hasn't, but the whole thing, the man's sin has always been magnified and put out in front to a degree in which we're used to people talking about the negative we bring. And it's okay. It's okay to talk about that. We're used to men ain't no good, men are dogs, men are this, men are gay, men are this, that, and the other, down low. We're used to it to the point where it's normal for men to hear the criticism concerning themselves. Men have destroyed our community. They have walked away. They have done this, done that. Yes. But what has been ignored is also the destructive behavior that comes through Jezebel, because she's not identified. And I believe it's on purpose that the system protects the spirit of Jezebel. And the sad thing about it is a lot of our women protects her. They protect her. They protect her. So we're going to identify what is that spirit to where all women protect each other. Even if you know a woman is doing wrong. You haven't identified it before. What is this thing where everyone, there's a matriarchy that can get together and speak about men and no one will defend a man? What is that spirit? Let's read. Who is Jezebel? 1 Kings, the 18th chapter, brothers and sisters. 1 Kings 18. Elder Lawyer, I need you to first go to 1 Kings 16 and 18. So, the 18th chapter and the 16th chapter, both. Okay. Right? And we're going to start at the 16th chapter and the 29th verse.
Yes, sir. 1 Kings chapter 16, verse number 29. And in the 30th or 38th year of King Asa, king of Judah, began Ahab the son of Omri to reign over Israel.
To reign over Israel, which is what? The northern kingdom. Now the kingdom was split through Solomon's sin. Now we know the 10 tribes, a lot of them came over to the Americas and others and were scattered. But still, there was some presence of Israel. We're talking about before the split. This is what happened. Before they traveled to the Americas, what was going on in these kingdoms? Let's read it.
And Ahab the son of Omri reigned over Israel in Samaria 22 years.
Come on.
And Ahab the son of Omri did evil in the sight of the Lord above all that were before him.
Come on.
And it came to pass, as if it had been a light thing for him to walk in the sins of Jeroboam the son of Nebat, that he took to wife Jezebel, the daughter of Ethbaal, king of the Zidonians, and went and served Baal and worshipped him. And he reared up an altar for Baal in the house of Baal, which he had built in Samaria.
A temple to worship Satan, Baal. So he married the women our God warned us of or about. These women worship Satan. Okay? This is a princess, powerful. Jezebel, a lot of you don't know about her. So what we do is, and I hear this all the time, even sisters who are Hebrews and Israelites would try to separate themselves from Jezebel, claiming she was of another nation. But what you are actually ignoring is that Jezebel has a spirit. And her spirit is what has infected our sisters. So it has nothing to do with what race Jezebel comes from. It's her objectives. To orchestrate a campaign to hate men and to go against prophets is her spirit. And she was married to an Israelite. And guess what? This Israelite king went off, built temples to Baal. Now, if I were to give an example of that today, like today we have the Prince Hall Freemasons. The men are running things, right? But they have women. Their wives are named Eastern Stars. See? They both are working under evil together. So we cannot just talk about Jezebel without first showing the fact that she would align herself with power to get the resources for her plan to destroy the prophets. Let's go. What verse are you at, Elder Lawyer?
Yes, sir. Leaving off at verse 32 where it says, "And he reared up an altar for Baal in the house of Baal, which he had built in Samaria. And Ahab made a grove, and Ahab did more to provoke the Lord, God of Israel, to anger than all the kings of Israel that were before him. In his days did Hiel the Bethlehemite build Jericho. He laid the foundation thereof in Ibarim, his firstborn, and set up the gates thereof in his youngest son Segub, according to the word of the Lord, which he spake by Joshua the son of Nun."
Now let's go to 1 Kings 18:1, identifying so we know she first married into the tribes of Israel, the northern kingdom. But she came with an objective, with a plan from Baal to destroy the prophets who would oppose Satan's systems on earth. The only men who could oppose the power of Satan was Israelite men, the prophets of old. So she came in with the full, with the full intentions on using the power, finances, and influences of her kingdom to destroy the black men. All right, Elder Lawyer. Now, there's other. Now, with Jezebel comes another spirit that comes in. And this spirit is a spirit of seduction or succubus. I need you to look at your screens. Right? Here's another spirit that we must overcome and is not aware of. And this particular spirit, brothers and sisters, works with the spirit of Jezebel against men. The name, the spirit, succubus.
People think I'm exaggerating or daydreaming, or whatever. But I've been attacked by Incubus for I don't know how long now. And I'm really getting tired of it. So I'm here to put the camera on overnight to document this thing. I'm not a good sleeper. I have to use this mask to sleep with at night. So it's not going to be pretty, so just be patient. I don't know how long it's going to take. It usually comes around 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. Nighty night.
There is a nightmare more terrifying than any other. A nightmare that has haunted thousands of people all over the world.
It felt as if there was a male presence there who was evil. I can remember seeing this figure in the doorway. I just knew it was female.
A presence comes into the room, paralyzes its victim, then leaps on their body and assaults them.
It hits me so hard at times where it just knocks me off my mattress.
She's choking me so hard that I think that my voice box is going to collapse.
Sometimes it's a shadowy figure, sometimes an old hag, sometimes a demon. But whatever shape it takes, the entity, as it is often called, has concrete effects, leaving its victims battered and exhausted, their lives in pieces. Sufferers are sure that when they see it, they are awake, and it is real. Science, psychology, and religion have all grappled with this phenomenon. Can any explain the mystery of the entity? One woman has been suffering from entity attacks for most of her life. They began when she was just 5 years old.
The first thing I remember as a child at night, I had just gone to bed. My mother just put me to bed, and I could see the lights on in the living room. I had just laid down for bed. I could hear my parents, I could hear the television, and I looked up, and to my right I saw a couple. Very shadowy, very dark, in my bedroom. A man and a woman, and they started walking towards me. It's very frightening. I couldn't speak. I wanted to call out to my mother. I couldn't call out to her. I was just terrified. And right about that time, she walked into the room, and it appeared that she walked directly through the two people that were standing to my right. And I began asking her, who are these people in my room? What's going on? She kept telling me that it was just a dream to go back to bed. And I said I wasn't asleep. It wasn't a dream. I could hear the television on in the other room. And that was the end of that.
But as Jamie got older, the entities that stalked her became more vivid and more violent, making her increasingly terrified to go to bed.
As soon as I become aware that there's someone in the room, I'll go into a paralysis, and I can't move, I can't shout out, I'm unable to call for help, and I'm unable to stop any kind of attack. Usually it's an attack. You can't move, you can't scream. It feels like you've been drugged somehow. The Shadow Man, and this is just a recent label that I've put on this character. The closest I've seen of him is the arm, because it's been around my throat several times. He's very violent. He doesn't use any caution whatsoever. He could care less if my neck is broken. I mean, that's how violent he is. Generally, he's accompanied by a very old woman. She's rather short, draped in many layers of clothing. She looks like a homeless type person. Like all of her belongings are on her. A shawl, jacket, a hat. The old woman will sit on my chest, and she's not extremely heavy, but she's heavy enough that it's very hard to breathe. It's extremely hard to breathe. I can't get my lungs to expand. He'll have me around the base of my neck. She'll come up to the top part, and she's choking me so hard that I think that my voice box is going to collapse. I can't move. He's got my arms down usually, or just the way she's sitting on me, I can't move, and there's nothing I can do.
What makes these attacks even more frightening is that Jamie is convinced she is awake.
The fear is extremely real. You look around the room, you're looking for any way out. I can see my clock, I can see the curtains, I see everything in the room that tells me that this is real, this is happening to me, this is really happening. And I'm wondering why my husband can't hear them, why he can't hear the struggle, why he can't hear the fight. And beyond that, I'm wondering what's going to happen to me after they kill me, who's next. Your mind and your body thinks you've been through it. But to everyone around you that you associate with, that you work with, your friends, your family, your doctors, they say it was just a dream, just get over it.
For years, Jamie thought she was alone and feared she was mad or delusional. Then she discovered there were others who had suffered remarkably similar experiences. Research for this film produced hundreds of phone calls.
I was sleeping in my bed, and there was a presence in the room.
I was paralyzed in the bed. He seemed like a shadow.
Probably about 6'5", well over 6 foot, very tall.
There was someone sitting on my chest.
Sitting on top of my chest.
The lady was old and haggard. She had straggly grey hair. Kind of an old woman standing in front of me.
And there was an old lady.
This just was not a nightmare. I know that I am awake when this happens.
Can't escape from this entity that has entered your room.
It's a feeling of perhaps the greatest terror that one can imagine.
Villagers on the isolated island of Pemba, off the east coast of Africa, claim that they have been plagued by an entity for more than a decade. Like Mark Gillen, some also feel that it has sexually assaulted them. They call this entity the Popa Bawa.
Na hawa huwa sinamna maana tuseme ile shetani anatuseme ile popo. Yua mwanamke na kwa wanaume wapo, wanawake wapo. Upo.
Yani kama kijivuli kilivyo basi na hicho ndio ninapotembea. Yani kijivuli tu, yani ni kama kijivuli, lakini unahisi ni kijivuli cha kutisha, si kijivuli kama chako wewe hichi. Ni mfano tu, lakini ni kijivuli yani cha kutisha.
Kuingia ndani nikapoteza kama sina fahamu, lakini napokuwa ule zile fahamu zako zitakuwa zipo, wamuona, lakini huwezi kufanya chochote, mtoto utakuacha. Halafu yake nakukamua. Wapiga mikelele haitoki. Sasa mule kama unaona wapigana wewe.
Hapo kitu cha ajabu. Mlango umefungwa. Sasa wewe anakutokezea matokezeo kama yale. Sasa vipi unahisi ili jambo na unajua kwa kweli kamata kama hivyo leo unapiga ukelele, unaamka kitu mtu maji.
Kwa hapo tukaona jamani itakuwa tabu sana hii, watu hawalali. Wapita wakiwakamua, watoto wapiga mikelele usiku. Tukafanya shauri hiyo ndio tukaenda tuka. Hatukumpata, alitutoka.
Hivi inakuanisha kama ni kitu cha shetani. Maana yake kile kitu kinakuja kama kitu shetani, unafahamu, katika usingizini. Upo.
In the West, sleep paralysis may be the principal medical explanation for entity attacks. But many sufferers find this diagnosis inadequate due to the intense reality of their experience. This conviction is even stronger for those whose encounters are apparently witnessed by other people as they occur. With nowhere else to turn, one man has fallen back on his religion.
I've been hit by like an unseen force. It hits my chest. It penetrates right through my head, through my body, through my chest, yanking my legs. It hits me so hard at times where it knocks me off my mattress. Sometimes I'll wake up after getting assaulted or after getting paralyzed, and I'll see a stream of black or white smoke just kind of streaming out of my bed, my pillow next to my face, or just floating in midair.
Ted Philippone lives in Greenwich Village in New York. He claims that he's been suffering from entity attacks on a nightly basis since he was a child. They are so severe, he can no longer hold down a regular job.
It's putting so much fear within me that I'm unable to sleep, that I feel that I have to keep opening my eyes to see if there's something in the room. And it's affected my mood, it's affected my depression, it's totally rendered me literally useless to society, useless to everybody.
His girlfriend of 5 years also claims to have seen these entity encounters.
We were just sitting on the couch watching TV and I guess facing the bathroom door, and the door was open, the bathroom door was open, and I saw some type of grayish silhouette walking out of the bathroom. You couldn't really define the shape if it was male or female. It was just some type of silhouette, very tall, and it was just cloudish, grayish, and it was walking towards Ted's bedroom. Then he said to me, "Did you see that?" So I was like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "Did you see that thing coming out of the bathroom?" So I was like, okay, I must not be going crazy. So that's the first time I ever saw something like that with Ted.
Although one of Ted's doctors believes he is suffering from sleep paralysis, aggravated by a traumatic upbringing, the fact that his encounters have been witnessed makes them more difficult to explain. For many who suffer from nocturnal assaults, their testimony is evidence of an experience that is still not fully understood. Whether or not science will one day offer a full explanation for these nocturnal attacks is unclear. What is clear is that those who suffer will continue to live in fear of what lurks on the other side.
That's right, brothers and sisters. And we giving out all the hidden secrets
Play mommy and daddy
that Satan used against men today. So you brothers, hey, take note. Take note. And no better day than Halloween. But anyway, succubus is a spirit of what it does is it overtakes a woman and it leads her to break every barrier, sexually and otherwise. And by doing so, it empowers her. Okay, how does it empower her? She finds the secrets and vulnerability of every man and woman to utilize for her specific purpose. Her ultimate purpose, she'll sleep with a woman, she'll do whatever the case is, to go against a man, to destroy a man. And that's the spirit of succubus. Now we can identify that works in tandem with Jezebel. Like for instance, and it happens in our community where there's women with children, brothers and sisters, who end up after having children. So she loves men. She has no problem with the man, but now she's lesbian. You know she likes man. But why did she link in with a woman who loved women? Well, succubus came in through that emotion when she was hurt. She needed to align herself against a man. So she had to get with another woman that hates man. So their full objective isn't to raise a family under the Spirit of God. It's to align themselves to conspire against men. And succubus comes in with that seductive spirit. Okay? It comes in. Any which way she can use her body to get back, she will. We have Jezebel and we have succubus. They work in tandem against men. Folks, brothers and sisters, let me tell you, the devil has no rules. See, but what happens when sisters compromise themselves, eventually they lose themselves. One compromise to the next. Now, of course, at the end of this, we're going to show you how to redeem yourself, how to get yourself back. Because there was a concentrated effort, and there is a concentrated effort on messing up our little girls and turning them into Jezebel, succubuses. And then have the men, so now the man complain, and it's a back and forth in which we fight each other while the enemy looks to destroy us all. Now, let's go, Elder Lawyer.
Yes, sir.
In the church, it spoke of the spirit of Jezebel. And how does this link with succubus, one might ask? Well, the Jezebel of the Old Testament was willing to use anything, including her body. It doesn't matter who she will align herself with, just to destroy the black man, Judah, the prophets. If she had to use her body, she'll use it. Anything to align herself or bring or to recruit others in her plan against the prophets. It'll get to a degree in which she'll speak to people privately, and men will be up front speaking, but it's her in the background utilizing that man. Again, for those who just come in, her key objective is to orchestrate heresy against the men of God by recruiting men as her infantry to carry out her war, and at the end game to stop or even kill the prophets of Israel. Elder Lawyer, let's get the book of Revelation.
Yes, sir.
Now, another thing is, and this is why we linked it up, and it's the irony of us teaching this on Halloween. She also lives in her alter ego. The real little girl who grew up naturally and just was confident in herself and not insecure, and wasn't insecure concerning her natural beauty, that girl had been compartmentalized and put away. And every day she walks around in her alter ego, in a mask, in a costume, hiding her. Who is taken over? Jezebel, Succubus. She'll look at herself in the mirror and say it's not good enough. But then she'll look at herself in the mirror after doing things to herself and say, well, something bad has happened. I love being this way because when I'm this way, men are attracted to me.
I cannot die today, okay? I've been in church for
I
15
get
years.
more looks. When I walk around regular, I don't get people looking at me the way they do when I'm in a costume. That's the spirit of Jezebel and Succubus. It's called seduction. It's called seduction. So because of the insecurities, you would begin to believe, well, this is normal. And each day, kill the little girl without doing what? Instilling and empowering that little girl to be confident in how God made her. You lose that little girl. You kill that little girl every day by presenting to this earth an alter ego. Right?
Speaking on haters, the ones I can't stand is the one who attack you while you sleep. Ephesians 6:12. For we wrestle not with flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness.
Yeah, I said I'm caught up in the spiritual warfare that ain't fair. Cause them demons that we facing got powers beyond here. The power that I be serving created the atmosphere and everything that you see, but still people don't believe, and it's crazy. You must be dealing with some type of demon there lately. You're focused on off slightly, must be cause of your hazy. Yeah, you must be blazing. To think that you can do this by yourself, it's amazing. How Satan got your mind on nothing but stacking the paper, lusting after the ladies and making the babies. Wake up and smell the coffee cause them demons want you sleep. High and inebriated and full of them vaccines. It's weird how you can't see straight through the picture. Just open up the script and blow the dust up off your Bible and stop learning about your literature. Believe me, man, them demons, they aware. Next time you hear that serpent in your ear,
tell them demons, leave me alone. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Tell them demons, leave me alone. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Tell them demons, leave me alone. Leave me alone. Tell them demons, leave me alone. Ooh, ooh.
I just woke up out my sleep. I'm trying to move my feet. I feel like I wanna scream, cause something's holding me. As I open up my eyes, all I see is this figure of something that's great and bigger than anything you can picture. I struggle to fight this creature, but my arms feel paralyzed to my side. Feel like I'm chained, and I can only mumble inside. My wife is next to me, and she can't even hear me. My heart is starting racing like I'm running in the derby. Feel like under anesthesia. I woke up doing surgery. If you ever had this feeling, then you know this ain't perjury. The spiritual world is real. I feel like that is purging me. I feel like that is urging me. I feel like that is lurking me. So you can miss me with philosophy. Don't wanna hear about your hypothesis or hypocrisy. Hey, I'm telling you what I feel. If you believe in God, you know the spirit's real.
Tell them demons, leave me alone. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Tell them demons, leave me alone. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Tell them demons, leave me alone. Leave me alone. Tell them demons, leave me alone. Ooh, ooh,
I don't believe in exorcisms. That's demons taming demons. I believe in a higher almighty. He created the seasons, the one who created heathens, the Hebrews and air we're breathing. Satan wanna be prince of the earth. He keep deceiving, and Edom, they keep receiving the blessings that he beguiling with. Ebola was a part of the plan to kill the people with. Under Satan administration, that's who the USA is with. All of these demons working against us, the straight dismisses. I plan to wake up the people logic. Preach a gospel of Christ, Yeshua before the fire. Open the eyes and ears of my peers. The time I know what is here, whether they hit or for beer, it's up to them. And I'm just trying to enlighten my brothers about the fight, the spiritual warfare and how the enemy keep enticing. Believe what you will, if good exists, I know the evil's real.
Tell them demons leave me alone. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Tell them demons leave me alone. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Tell them demons leave me alone. Leave me alone. Tell them demons leave me alone. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Lord, I need your spirit again. Please walk with me from day to day. Need your word to enter in. Preserve me so she won't flee away. Loose your spirit, set her free. Loose your spirit inside of me. Loose your spirit. Inhabiting the souls, bow down at your feet. Lose your spirit, set her free. Lose your spirit inside of me. Lose your spirit, let it go. Lose your spirit so she can help me to grow. And all the trials I seem to gain, I know she'll be a friend through the pain. And all the ways that I need to change, she'll comfort me through it. Lord, I need your spirit again. Please walk with me from day to day. Need your ruach